For someone like me, that gets lost on me sometimes because I've been doing this my entire life. I've been in fitness at some level my entire life, from high school, college sports, football, all the way to just trying to be healthy and stay in shape and keep the weight off, right? For a lot of folks, walking into a gym is a very intimidating experience. That is not lost on me. And so over the years, the question, how do I begin? Where do I start? If I want to improve my balance, the first thing you have to do is get yourself in shape. All right, and you can start by walking. You guys hear me preach to you about walking. Research comes across my desk all the time about how valuable walking can be. Now, how far do you walk? Well, think about your day. How much do you move in your day? Do you track your steps? Most of us have smartphones that have trackers on them. If you're not sure, there's two things you can do. Ask somebody. Don't be afraid to ask a child or a grandchild. Tell them you want to track your steps and how do you check it. All right, it's easy peasy. The second thing you can do, a little more advanced, if you're really good with computers and you're good with the internet, go to YouTube. How do I track my steps on my iPhone or my Android, right, or on my smartphone? And that'll take you right through it. A lot of times there's videos on there less than 2 minutes, okay? So first thing that I would suggest you do is walk. Walk to the end of the driveway. Walk a mile. Walk 2 miles if you're active, all right? And usually if you're walking 2 miles in a day, you're pretty good, okay? Your legs are strong and you're in shape and you have a good foundation to begin. So number one, walk. Number two, your leg strength. Your leg strength is like gold. You hear me talk about that ad nauseum. Simple things you can do. Sitting in slow motion. 4, 3, 2, 1. Avoid the plop, okay? So even if you're not going down in slow motion and you're not actively counting down, all I want you to do is avoid that right there. Avoid the plop. I want you to lightly land on your seat, okay? You can do that every time you sit down. I would suggest you try to do that twice, 3 times. Every time you sit down, think about how many times you sit in a day. If you're going to do it as a standalone exercise, try to do that 8 to 12 times. Go down in slow motion. It's a great exercise. If that's tough for you, in order to improve your leg strength, you sit nice and tall on your couch and just extend your legs out in front of you. Pull your toes back, squeeze your quadriceps, and down. Try not to lean back against the chair. I know some of you, especially on YouTube, you're going to say, but Chris, I'm in a sofa. Great, that's even better because that's going to make it more difficult. All right, don't be afraid of the challenge. All right. Thirdly, you have to look at neurological conditions, okay? And we're going to manage expectations here with that. Neurological conditions impact your balance. They impact your gait. They also can impact your leg strength. Things that are not neurological, like neuropathy, can also impact your balance. Even though or although you may have Parkinson's or dementia or you have a loved one with this neurological disorder, doesn't mean that they're incapable of getting stronger or improving their balance. They absolutely are. They can do everything we're doing here, okay? You can also contact your doctor, get a prescription, get some physical therapy. Your insurance, most of us, your insurance covers it, right? So it's about $1,100 to $1,300 a calendar year. Most insurances will pay for physical therapy. After that, or if you have someone like me in your area, bring me in. All right, bring a guy like me in. Make sure you vet that person though, okay? Make sure you vet, see if they have a website, ask around. All right, but neurological disorders can be a hurdle, but don't let that stop you. Lastly, consistency. Consistency 100% is key. Most of you in here, if not all of you, I have worked with in this class for quite some time. You guys recognize the value of consistency. I was just talking to one of our students this morning who took a trip to go see her granddaughter's graduation, and it turned into quite the trip. quagmire actually is the word. There were all kind of walking hurdles, being on pavers, not flat ground. It rained. They weren't on concrete. They were on grass. There were all kind of hills, so elevation changes. Because she's been coming to class, because she's been walking and staying active, this trip was doable. All right. And in her own words, she said she doesn't think she would have been able to do it had not she continued to stay active and consistent. Okay. Consistency is key. Never go more than 2 days without doing your exercise or walking. All right. That's the rule. Okay. Any questions? Nope. Let's hop to it. We're going to pick our pace up a little bit today. Okay. So we're going to stand. We're going to go behind our chair.